Hello friends, today we are going to discuss some multiple choice questions on central nervous system. As you know, the central nervous system is a vast subject to study. So we are here to discuss some of the very frequently asked questions in various exams. You will get these explanations also with some tips and tips to learn it. So try to watch the full video. Let's start with the first question. Question number 1. What is the name and function of cranial nerve 6? Option A. Vagus innervation to heart, pharynx and larynx. Option B. Abducens motor control for lateral eye movement. Option C. Accessory provide motor movement to the trapezius. D. Glossopharyngeal sensory information related to taste. The answer is option B, abducens. Abducens nerve, motor control for lateral eye movement. Option B is the correct answer. Abducens nerve. It is the nerve that controls the movement of lateral rectus muscle in humans. It is responsible for outward movement of the eye. If the abducens nerve is injured, double vision can result. The eye ends up pulled in towards the nose because the medial rectus muscle works without opposition. Question number 2. Ability of neuron to initiate nerve impulse is known as option A. Irritability, option B. Conductibility, option C. Myelination, option D. Neurotransmission. Answer is option A. Irritability. It is the ability to respond to a stimulus and change the stimulus into an impulse. Each and every neuron have two major functional properties that are irritability and conductivity. Let's see the conductibility. It is the ability to transmit impulse to other nerve, muscle or gland. That is the conductibility. So the ability to initiate impulse is known as irritability. Conductibility is the ability to conduct or transmit one impulse to another nerve, gland or muscle. Question number 3. Sensory neuron is also known as option A. Afferent, option B. Efferent, option C. Synapse, D. None. Answer is option A. Afferent neuron. Sensory neuron or afferent neuron are neuron in the central nervous system that convert a specific type of stimulus via their receptors in the brain. That is, sensory information from different sense organ is reached up to the brain by this sensory nerve or afferent nerve. Question number 4. The cells which are found in myelin sheath is known as option A. Schwann cells, option B. Neuron, option C. Neuroglial cells, option D. Microglia. Answer is option A. Schwann cells. The Schwann cells are also called neurolima cells. The cell in the peripheral nervous system that produce myelin sheath around the axon, that is Schwann cell. Schwann cells are named after a German physiologist, Theodor Schwann, who discovered it. One of the most important function of a Schwann cell is to myelinate the axon of the peripheral nervous system. Other name of Schwann cell is the neurolima cells. Myelin, which is a fatty layer that insulates the axon. It helps to increase the saltatory conduction of the neuron. So the Schwann cell helps to myelinate these axons. Question number 5. Motor neuron is also known as option A. Afferent, option B. Efferent, option C. Synapse, option D. None. Answer is efferent neuron. The other name of motor neuron is efferent neuron. Afferent neuron is otherwise known as sensory neuron, and this motor neuron is otherwise known as efferent neuron. Question number 6. Neuroglial cell support and protect. Option A. Muscle cells, Option B, glands. Option C, neurons. Option D, nephrons. The answer is option C, neurons. Neuroglial cells are the supporting cells of the neuron. The function of neuroglial cells are maintain homeostasis and provide support and protection for the neurons. There are 4 types of neuroglial cells in the central nervous system. They are astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, microglia cell and ependymal cells. Question number 7. In following, which is abundant inhibitory neurotransmitter in central nervous system? Option A, adrenaline. Option B, acetylcholine. Option C, GABA. And option D, noradrenaline. Answer is option C, GABA. That is GABA aminobutyric acid. It is a neurotransmitter that is inhibitory neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitters are 2 types, excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitters. A neurotransmitter is a chemical that the nerve cell uses to send signal to another cell, in which there are 2 types, excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitters. The most abundant inhibitory neurotransmitter is the GABA. GABA is GABA aminobutyric acid. Question number 8. At a neuromuscular junction, synaptic vesicle discharge option A, acetylcholine, B, epinephrine, C, adrenaline, D, none of the above. Answer is option A, acetylcholine. A neuromuscular junction is a form of synapse between motor neuron axon and a muscle fiber. The arrival of a nerve impulse at the neuromuscular junction causes thousands of tiny vesicles filled with a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine to be released from the axon tip to the synapse. That is, the acetylcholine is synthesized in the presynaptic axon terminal and it is stored in the synaptic vesicles. At the time of the arrival of a nerve impulse, this vesicle releases the acetylcholine to the synapse. Question number 9. During the propagation of a nerve impulse, the action potential results from the movement of option A, sodium ion from extracellular fluid to intracellular fluid. Option B, potassium ion from extracellular fluid to intracellular fluid. Option C, sodium ion from intracellular fluid to extracellular fluid. Option D, potassium ion from extracellular fluid to intracellular fluid. Answer is option A, sodium ion from extracellular fluid to intracellular fluid. Question number 10. Function of smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, organs and glands are regulated by which system? Options A, parasympathetic, B, sympathetic, C, central nervous and D, autonomic. Answer is option D, autonomic. Autonomic nervous system controls or making the involuntary action of our body. Autonomic nervous system can be divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So the involuntary actions like function of glands, cardiac, smooth muscles are regulated by this autonomic nervous system. Question number 11. One of the following is a naturally occurring compound which reduces the sensation of pain and generates feeling of well-being. Options A, acetylcholine, B, dopamine, C, endorphin and option D, epinephrine. Answer is option C, endorphin. Endorphins are produced by the central nervous system and pituitary gland. Since the endorphin act on the opiate receptors in our brain, they reduce pain and boost pleasure, resulting in a feeling of well-being. Endorphins are released in response to pain or stress, but they are also released during other activities like eating, exercise or sex. Depression, anxiety, trouble sleeping, aches and pains are the some of the symptoms of endorphin deficiency. So this endorphin is a naturally occurring compound which reduce the sensation of pain and it generates the feeling of well-being. Question number 12. At synapse, the space between pre and postsynaptic neuron is known as option A synaptic knob, option B synaptic cleft, option C synaptic vesicles, option D Schwann cells. The answer is option B synaptic cleft. Synaptic cleft. It is a small gap between the axon terminal of the presynaptic neuron and the membrane of the postsynaptic cell, and this gap is called the synaptic cleft. Question number 13. Taste perception anterior two-third of the tongue is supplied by option A facial nerve, option B trigeminal nerve, option C vagus nerve, and option D glossopharyngeal nerve. Answer is option A facial nerve. The taste perception at the posterior one-third is supplied by glossopharyngeal nerve and the anterior two-third is facial nerve. Question number 14. Pons, cerebellum and medulla are part of which brain? Options A forebrain, B midbrain, C hindbrain, D none of the above. Answer is option C hindbrain. The brain is broadly divided into three regions: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. The forebrain mainly consists of cerebrum. The midbrain does not have any further division. The hindbrain consists of three centers called pons, cerebellum and medulla. So the answer is option C hindbrain. Question number 15. Spinal cord originates from which part of the brain? Options A cerebellum, B medulla, C pons, D cerebrum. Answer is option B medulla. From medulla, spinal cord originates. Medulla controls various involuntary actions such as heartbeat, breathing, blood pressure and peristaltic movement of alimentary canal. Medulla is also the controlling center for reflex such as swallowing, coughing, sneezing, secretion of saliva and vomiting. Here we have discussed 15 questions with the explanations. In our next video, we will meet soon with very important questions on central nervous system with a lots of tricks and mnemonics to learn it. So if you like my video, like, share and subscribe it, and also press the bell icon so that you will get notifications if I am uploading new videos. So once again, thanks for watching.